Merry Christmas, everybody. This is People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soap is located at PurpleButterfly-Soaps.myshopify.com, and my blog is located at PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. And I'm here to open up my Christmas presents. Well, at least the ones that are in my house. The rest of my presents are at my daughter's house, because we do a gifting ceremony, and all the presents I made and all the presents I got for them are at their house. All the presents I will get, the bulk of them are at her house, and you know, it's a family tradition thing. But in the meantime, these are some gifts that stayed here. This one says to TLK from Quest. Jesus is the greatest gift. That is so true. Ooh, look at that. Savior, Heavenly King. I love the box. Bag, rather. Yeah. So let's see what's in here. And she's got sprinkles of stuff on the bottom. Ooh. It's a candle. That smells like and looks like coffee too. Look at that. That's cool. I'm gonna put this right here, because as soon as this video's over, I'm gonna light that up. Okay. And this is a gift from Lakaya to Lakaya. Yes, I give myself presents. I even wrapped it up, even though I know what's in it. That way I'm guaranteed to have at least one good present. That sounds corny, but that's also a family tradition in my house. You know, we wrap presents for each other, and then, you know, Mom goes, and what you get for yourself? And I went, huh? She goes, well, you deserve a gift too from you, so, you know. We always give ourselves a present as well as everybody else. These are purple paisley flannel pajamas. Yeah. And they had a special, you know, buy one, get one half price. So this is also a pair of pajamas. Flannel. Because one thing that I learned very quickly in my new apartment is it could get a little drafty, and wearing sweaters to bed is not fun. But if I got flannel pajamas, I can still be warm. I'm gonna save this wrapping paper. And these are pink with leopard print. Is that cute or what? So right now, I'm going to put this under the tree. And I'm going to put that right there. These came from Toby. And this is from my friend Leslie. She lives here in my new apartment. She sent it in a bag. I put it in a box and wrapped it up. She told me it's specifically to ignite my creative juices. So, I don't know what that means yet. But we're going to find out. Save this wrapping paper as well, because that's what I do. Interesting. Okay. I'll be able to use that on my sewing machine because it uses the little spools. But if I can find an adapter, then I'll use it to sew. And there's a brown one. And a beige one, well, taupe. There's several of these. Pan. Ooh, I already got an idea what I'm gonna make with this. And orange ombre, brown. Not sure what these are. They're cardboard. And well, it looks like a bedpost type thing. Okay. And some kind of bracket. Could probably use it to hang something on. Interesting gift lesson. And there were 2 butterfly decals in there. So, yeah. That's what was in the box. I'll put that right back over there. In the meantime, I'm going to go get the butterfly decals so you can see them. Oi. Excuse me. I'll put them over here. It would seem I misplaced the butterfly decals. But in the meantime, Merry Christmas, everybody. My day is going to be spent at my family's house. Mom's not here, of course, but she'll be here in spirit. I have a pork steak thawed. I'm going to cook it here and take it with, because that's going to be my dinner. They're having chicken. I'm also bringing the ham for anybody that doesn't want chicken. I made a chocolate cake and chunked it up. I'm going to put that with some whipped cream and take it with. And when we get to Topi's house, it's going to be combined with the whipped cream, the chocolate cake, chocolate chips, and pudding, because it's called Death by Chocolate. And you know, you stir it up and basically you serve it in bowls. It's a big chocolate mess. It's so wonderful. It's the easiest recipe in the world, but, well, it'll put calories on your hips, and, you know, we only do it like for special occasions, but there's a little trick up my sleeve. This time I used a sugar-free chocolate cake. The whipped cream is sugar-free, the pudding is sugar-free, and my chocolate syrup is sugar-free. The only thing that isn't sugar-free are the chocolate chips that's at Topi's house. So that lowers my sugar footprint because of my diabetes. But that sugar-free cake tastes so good, you can't tell there's no sugar in it. And this was like the second box I bought. Well, actually third box. The first box, brand I'm not telling, you won't want to eat that. This one is Pillsbury, And before I made up, this batch to make a dessert for the whole family, I made myself a little teeny batch of it myself. And yeah, it fooled me. If it wasn't for the fact that I read the box and know it's sugar free, my brain and my taste buds can't tell. But it also says not a low calorie food. In other words, you still get 120 calories per serving. Well, as packaged, no. As prepared, it's 220 calories. But that's just calories from the ingredients, not the sugar, because there's no sugar in it. Also, if you get it, be aware that if you overdose on this sugar-free cake, you're going to spend a lot of time in the queen's throne. Or if you're male gender, the king's throne. And y'all know what I mean. So use it sparingly. In other words, don't go crazy just because it's sugar-free, because the sugar-free sweetener in there will have a boomerang effect. And I'm sure you figured out what I mean by that by now. In the meantime, this has been a wonderful but bittersweet holiday. I mean, it's my first holiday in my own place, in my own space. But it's the reason I'm in my own space that bothers me. Mom's not here. And I've had some melancholy moments about that. My daughter called me up and said, you gotta have on your happy face. And I went, what if I don't feel happy? Oh no, your feelings have to be genuine and you gotta be happy. Grandma would want it that way. It's like, how you gonna demand somebody be happy? I feel what I feel when I feel it, And I said, okay, I'll put on my game face. No, don't put on a game face if it's not genuine. It's like, really? You can't have it both ways. You're either happy, sad, angry, disappointed, grief-stricken, whatever emotion you feel, that's what you feel. That's why they're called feelings. But by the time I get to her house, I've already had my good cry. I've already had memories of happy moments. I've already had, those overwhelming things that I'm going to miss, It's like Toby said, next year, I'm just going to go away somewhere. I'm going to go to Gatlinburg. And I get it, I wanted to be by myself because Mom's not here, and I was told, no, you can't do that. We got to hold the family together, honor the traditions. And yeah, I agree with that, but I'm still xenophobic. I'm still me. I'm not going to change me. But yeah, next year maybe we'll transition into everybody doing their own thing. Maybe not. She says stuff like that when she's frustrated, and then when she calms down, there's a whole different set of words, But in the meantime, that's Christmas part 1. I'll film or take pictures and do a slideshow of part 2 when I get to my daughter's house. But right here in my own space, I've had my communion with the Lord. I've had my memories with Mom. I've had my time alone. I'm sharing my Christmas now, and I'm going to cook a suitable meal for myself. My daughter doesn't like pork, so ham at her house would not be cooked. A pork steak at her house would not be cooked. I don't eat chicken if I can help it. Everybody knows why. Maybe I'll tell you why. When I was little, Mom was cooking chicken one day, and I asked her, I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm cooking chicken." And I went, "Really?" Because I had never seen a chicken without the feathers before or cut up or anything. And I was at the age of discovery where everything's a curiosity. So when she said, "Oh, this is chicken," because I'd only seen pictures of a chicken, like in your school books or whatever. And I said, "So, how did you get the feathers off that bird?" And she told me in exacting detail. I mean, she went over the dip it in hot water till the water turns black and the bugs pop out, and, clear the water, do it again until basically you get water that's not so dirty, because chickens peck the ground and, they're covered in dust. And then she went over the process of taking the feathers off. She went over how they, in other words, she totally grossed me out. And when it was time to eat the bird, I couldn't. It was like, ugh. And from that moment, I haven't been able to eat chicken without certain circumstances. Like if it's chicken rings, I can deal with that. I can eat them really, really fast with ranch dressing covered up until the moment I think about, it's chicken and, that story I just shared with you. And then it doesn't matter if there's 6 chicken rings left, the whole 20 chicken rings left, 1 chicken ring left, 5, 10. I can't finish it at that point. That memory's up there. Mom grew up on an acre farm in Little Rock, Arkansas. In other words, they had a house. They were, urban and everything, but everybody's backyard was 1 acre long, and they used that acre to grow chicken and vegetables and stuff like that. And they raised chickens. So when I asked her how they get the feathers off that bird, she had the very succinct knowledge to tell me. And looking back at my reaction now is funny, but if I try to eat chicken right now, can't do it. She goes, "That's nothing. I mean, the way they make hamburger and sausage," I said, "Mom, just stop talking. Stop talking. As far as I'm concerned, steak is, found at Kroger's. Ham is found at Kroger. I don't need to know any more details than that." My son, he used to be a chef. He should go back to being a chef, but apparently he has his reasons. He says, and I quote, "Mom, if you knew what was in your food, you wouldn't eat anything at all." I said, "So that's a good way to tell me that you're not going to tell me any details about what goes in my food." And he went, "Huh?" I said, "That's all I need to know." So he honored that. He didn't tell me no more details because, yeah, I get grossed out easily. Mom was wonderful. She didn't sugarcoat things. She didn't lie. She didn't try to tell you stuff in a way that would soften the blow. If you asked a question, you better want to know the answer, because she will tell you the truth, whether it is a truth that will bother you or not. She's one of the people that if you don't want to know the answer to, "Does this dress make me look skinny?" If you don't want her to say, "Yes, it makes you look skinny," or "No, that makes you look fat," don't ask her. "Does this make me look fat?" Yes, you are a little hippie. If you can't take that, don't ask her. Well, she's not here to ask now, but that's what I grew up with. A brutally honest, not always tactful woman that loved us to the hilt. And This has been People of 7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps located at purplebutterfly-soaps.myshopify.com, and my blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. Y'all have a blessed and happy Merry Christmas. Go hug somebody and tell them you love them. Remember your angels and hug those that are still here. Bye now. Stay safe.